This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, September 29th. I'm Jeff, here with my disco friend Tori.
Boo-boo.
We didn't even practice that. You jumped right on top of it.
It's called improv, my friend.
Well, way to go. Brandon London joins us from home. Looking good, my man.
Hey, I feel the love, Tori. Here you go, baby.
Yes, baby. That's it. Right back at you,
Off with a
Daddy-O.
little
You
disco.
cool cat.
Yeah, you cool, Daddy-O.
Setting the theme for Thursday, even though it's Tuesday. All right, here we go. Well, the claws came out for Carole Baskin on Dancing with the Stars last night. The Tiger King star danced the samba to the Circle of Life from The Lion King.
She looks ridiculous.
They're out of Tiger songs. But the judges were not impressed by her lack of energy, with one of them giving a 3 out of 10. And today on GMA, Carole reacted to being booted from the show. Oh, can't wait.
Your husband, he was not happy about it. He just flat out was not having it. So what did he text you?
Well, he texted me to say that he thought Bruno was on his list above the Tiger King producers as far as being unnecessarily cruel.
What do you think about that? Did they run out of Tiger songs, or did she deserve to go home?
She, A, deserved to go home. B, I don't think she should have been there in the first place. And C, cadaver dogs just went to her late or missing ex-husband's house, and they're looking at the lake house for human remains. I think we're going to look back at this time and realize this was probably a bad idea. I want to make a joke about this, but it's a funny, weird feeling I have whenever I talk about Carole Baskin and being like, ha ha ha, she might have fed her husband to the tigers.
Wow. Do you think this is the last we're going to see of her? Like, is this the end of the Carole Baskin story, Brandon, or do you think we're going to see more of her?
Absolutely not. There is some sort of national fascination when it comes to this woman. I mean, just think of the memes. Just think of what you've seen online when it comes to her. And I don't think that the producers did her justice for not only her, but just her brand in general. Like, they just paraded her around and they just used her for ratings. And it's sad to see that. And, you know, Tori, I wanted to be like you and I wanted to take a page out of your book and be like, are you kidding me? Why is she dressed up like the Lion King on ice?
Kidding me. Oh, it's a good one there, yeah. What do you think? Does that make you at all uncomfortable that she might?
Of course. Yeah. I talked about this from the beginning. I mean, I kind of repeat myself on here, but we have people losing their jobs from things that they've just said to offend somebody 5, 10, 20 years ago. Just by saying something, they're offended and they lose their job. This person allegedly committed murder, and then she's on Dancing with the Stars. Listen, I'm not saying she did or didn't, but I'm just saying, we live in a crazy world.
It's very strange. It's very weird, and
if you offend me, you lose your job. If you murder somebody, hey, how about you get your own series?
Rumba. Yeah. It's very strange.
All right, we took it to a weird place.
Yeah,
hopefully that's the last time we talk about her, unless those dogs find something.
Oh, boy.
All right, Naya Rivera's sister is defending her decision to move in with Naya's ex, Ryan Dorsey. Okay, listen closely here. Nicola Rivera says she and Ryan are living together, or they have been living together for the sake of Naya's 5-year-old son, Josie, okay, who she's helping raise. After some people speculated there was something romantic going on between the two of them, Nicola posted on Instagram that she's not concerned with how things look. She added, compassion, not judging others are what matters most. And if you remember, Naya drowned in July in a California lake. So we lost Brandon right now, Tori, so it's just me and you. We'll get him back in a little bit. Listen, I know what people are saying here. She didn't deny the allegations,
correct.
One, which I thought was interesting. And two, I don't think it's that strange, or maybe I should say uncommon, I don't know the statistics, for two people to grieve over someone and kind of romantically get together.
You're 1,000% right. Psychologically, grief, passion, love, sadness, tragedy, they're kind of all near each other in the same brain. And there's been lots of cases where a sister or brother dies and the other one steps up and they already know each other, they know the family, there's rapport there, they get the sorrow, and somehow that binds them together. I think it feels weird to say it, but actual practice, it happens a lot more than people think. And I think it can give comfort maybe to someone like Josie, the 5-year-old who knows his aunt.
Right.
Knows, and again, we don't know they're together, but that's not always a bad thing.
That's what I kind of thought.
You know
The first thing I thought about this story was, the more people to love you that are around,
Right.
I think the better.
And that you're comfortable with. Right now, that kid needs familiarity, safety. I mean, a lot has rocked his world. So again, I'm not saying anything untoward is happening. I'm just saying I think this is more common, and I think it gives more peace than we're realizing just from the headline.
We agreed on that one.
We got deep.
We agreed on that one. All right. I think we're still missing Brandon, but we're going to move on.
Got it.
To Mariah Carey,
Oh, boy.
because she's alluding to a long-running feud with another diva in her new memoir. Her book, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, hit the shelves today, and Mariah seems to throw shade at Jennifer Lopez by not even mentioning her name. Instead, Mimi calls J-Lo another female entertainer whom I don't know. Ooh.
This
This
is
refers
bad.
to a 2003 interview where Mariah claimed she didn't know Jennifer. Mariah also confessed that she lives Christmas to Christmas and celebration to celebration and calculates her life through albums, accomplishments, and holidays. Could have done without that last part because I didn't really care about that. But my question is, here, Brandon, did you hear us talk about that Mariah story?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have some stuff on that because look, here's why I love this book coming out with her. We're always talking about transparency, and she has that diva image when it comes to her image. But she speaks on some things in this book because I read like little excerpts and stuff, and for the Christmas song to be so popular, she was talking about how her family used to ruin Christmas, but she always kept some sort of joy. She said her family was like a Scrooge. So you always feel like something from your childhood is what helps people as adults make not only hits but art, and that's why that all I want for Christmas is you. Even though I don't like this song, it's so annoying, but you can tell that song comes from the heart.
Yeah.
Man, that puts me in the mood.
All of a
It's
sudden,
not
I know-
Christmas. Listen, it's not Christmas till you hear that song.
Dude, I'm Jewish, and I'm like, play the song. Play the song. I do have to say, she's always said, I don't know J-Lo. It's been a whole thing, right? Oh, I don't know her. I don't know her. We know you know her, but we love that you don't care, because that's what we want Mariah Carey to be. Her brand is diva. Divas don't care about anyone below her. Her mother was an opera singer. She was a diva as well. I think she comes from that. We don't want anything less from Mariah Carey.
Okay, prosecutor, I object.
Okay.
I'm going to prove her wrong in court.
Please.
Selena came out in 1997. She never heard of Jennifer Lopez doing
she
Selena
has.
after 5 years of that
course
movie
she
being
has.
out. Mariah, I object. I'm calling you a liar.
Objection overruled, because
Overruled?
Yeah, because we all know she knows J-Lo, but what we love is that she doesn't care.
I'm not sure I know what overruled or sustained what the meanings are. Are you saying I'm right or wrong?
I'm saying you're wrong. Sustain means you're right. Overruled means.
Wait, what do you mean? Then I am right.
I'm saying Mariah Carey obviously knows who J-Lo is.
So that means
But what
I'm
we
right.
love about her is that she pretends not to care or know because she's that diva, and that's what we love about her.
So you're saying it's okay to lie and say you didn't know when I just proved her wrong?
Yeah.
Overruled. Overruled. All right, I'm not sure what any of those mean. Let's move on here. Sienna Miller shared a touching story. I love this about the late Chadwick Boseman. The actress revealed that Chadwick took a pay cut to make sure she was paid fairly for the movie that they starred in together, 21 Bridges. Selena told Empire magazine that kind of thing just doesn't happen in Hollywood, and it doesn't. And I'm surprised this story isn't getting out till now, and called this gesture astounding. Brandon, I said I love Chadwick not for what he does on screen, but what he did off screen. And this is just another example of that. I'm gonna spill my coffee.
Yeah, man, he lived it. I mean, if you think about a situation like this, he chose morality over money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he chose his morals. And like he said, when he told her and he reached out to her and he told her, I want you in this movie. And he was telling her, I'm going to make sure you get paid what you deserve because you are that good. So when women have come out in this Me Too movement and they're talking about misogyny at work and they're talking about pay disparity at work, there have been men who are listening, who have listened, and they are like, you know what? You are talented. I would love to work with you. I'll take somewhat of a pay cut because I want to make the greatest film or whatever it is that anyone is making with someone. I want to make sure that this art is coming out and you are appreciated. And that's exactly what it is. It just shows what type of guy he was.
I just wish the producers, A, had thought of this themselves, but B, I think what Chadwick Boseman represents, and I hope he does, is the new masculinity. Of like, if I believe in myself as equal, then I believe in equality, and I'm not afraid to put myself down to get you to be where I am. And I hope that's the new male, the alpha male. I pray that that is the new Chadwick Boseman represents that.
It's something I strive to be. So
absolutely.
He's definitely an example. All right, Brandon, stick around. Coming up on DBL, Jane Lynch, an example for you, huh?
Yeah, love her.
Is putting a new spin on an old show. She tells Tori how she's making Weakest Link her own. Plus, former James Bond Pierce Brosnan is selling his huge Malibu mansion. You won't believe how extravagant it is. Is that a grass roof?
I think so.
Wow. And as we go to break, we want to thank our coworkers producing the show from home. We love you guys. We miss you. We'll be right back. Back to DBL. Pierce Brosnan is selling his Malibu home that was inspired by a James Bond movie. Ooh. Who knew? Pierce and his wife are empty nesters now and spending more time in Hawaii, so they're offloading the mansion for a cool $100 million.
Sweet.
Wow. Pierce had the home built after shooting the 1997 Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies in Thailand, and the Southeast Asian-inspired design includes teak floors, ocean views, a saltwater pool with a waterfall, and a large outdoor dining area. Pays to be Bond, huh?
Wow. And you know what pays to be a good guy? Pierce Brosnan, if you didn't know, was by his wife's side when she passed away from cancer, his first wife, and was then always wanted to play Bond, given the role, I think 4 or 5 years later. He's just an outstanding human being from people that have worked with him before. So you know what? Good. If he got money from GoldenEye, the video game, he's loaded.
I loved GoldenEye.
Everybody played GoldenEye, and I wonder if he got money from that.
Brandon, did you ever play GoldenEye? You're a little bit younger. Did you ever get into some GoldenEye?
Nintendo 64, I was glued to my TV screen playing that game as a kid. Absolutely love that game. But look, you guys, you guys are being a little lighthearted with this one, because when we got this story from producers, I clicked on the link and Esquire.com said you can now buy Pierce Brosnan's $100 million house. Who's got $100 million watching this show right now? Please let me know. Jeff, when you're a realtor, when you were out shopping for a house, if she was like, oh yeah, I've got a sleeper for you. We've got Pierce Brosnan's house up, $100 million. Would you like to go take a look at it? What would you have said?
No, thank you.
I'd be like, I think I need a new realtor. Well, Brandon, what do you think about this house? Will Smith gave fans a tour of the real Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion, including a glimpse of the pool. Check this out.
To drive up, to walk through the door and go in, yeah, it has beautiful nostalgic value.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All of the hopes and all of the dreams and all of the possibilities, like that's what that image represents to me.
Great to see that cast together again. A wing of the mansion is being listed on Airbnb starting today.
Wow.
We talked about this last week. Guests will have a chance to stay in the iconic house for one of 5 nights in October. There's only 5 nights, which I thought was so weird, for only $30. Anyways, I love when people like Will Smith or whoever, they go back to their roots and they're not afraid to talk about that old character that actually made them famous in the first place. Go for it, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of Alfonso Ribeiro, he really doesn't shy away from the fact that he played Carlton. You know, if you think of Screech, he hates it when people remind him that he played Screech. They never shy away to from those characters. And after talking about GoldenEye, Nintendo 64, and Fresh Prince, I feel like I'm 12 years old with braces again. I love it.
Oh man, I had twin blocks. Hello.
What are those? 2
retainers, 2 blocks, 4 with sports goggles and an asymmetrical haircut. Hello.
Coming up on DBL, actress Jane Lynch remembers her beloved Glee co-star and the late Naya Rivera. Please don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to DBL. My favorite, Jane Lynch, is known for slinging insults on Glee, but now she's doing it as the new host of Weakest Link. Earlier, she told me why she was nervous to take on this new gig, and she took a moment to remember her late Glee co-star, Naya Rivera. That's today's Chatting with the Stars. Welcome back, Jane Lynch, my shiro, my role model in life, to Daily Blast Live. I'm excited to talk to you about The Weakest Link. But first, we know you rocked a tracksuit really well. We do know that. So tell us, Jane, have you busted out the tracksuit for quarantine, or is it sweatpants like me and the rest of us?
I only have one tracksuit left. I've given them all away because I'm a giver. And I don't wear it anymore because they're made of polyester, so they're not fun to wear. But I've been wearing a lot of sweatpants. Yeah. I'm wearing pajama pants right now with slippers. Ooh, look at that. Oof, it showed the bottom of my slippers. That's not good. Yeah.
Oh man, so they let you keep the tracksuit? Did they let you keep the megaphone? One of our viewers wanted to know.
don't want a megaphone. No, I didn't even ask for it. What am I going to do with a megaphone?
It's a good call.
I got a loud voice. I don't need a megaphone.
You can project. You're absolutely right. Switching gears here, speaking of Glee, it is
Absolutely.
hard not to bring up your former co-star, Naya Rivera. I know you've been asked about her a lot, and so I want to be very sensitive here, but is there something you haven't shared about her yet, or a memory, or just a feeling you had from set that you'd like to remember her by?
Hey, are you okay, Annie? You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Yeah, I know a lot of people knew she was fiery and, a really big presence and a force of nature, but she was the most loyal friend you would ever have.
Wow.
She was absolutely protective. If you were her friend, like my niece Megan, who was a good friend of hers, if you were her friend, you felt it and you knew it, and you knew someone always had your back. So a lot of people are hurting right now, especially our Glee family.
Yeah, you guys have had it rough. I'm glad that you are a family sticking together, because I know what that's like in theater when you have a group.
Yeah.
It helps when tragedy strikes, so I'm happy for you on that. Switching gears completely to The Weakest Link. The original show is iconic for many reasons, but the host was a big part of that.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So was Jane Lynch nervous to fill her shoes? I mean, tell me, really, for real.
It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Well, I tried not to think about that, Tori, because I always try to avoid subjects that are going to fill me with anxiety.
Totally.
So I didn't think too much about it. I knew I would find my way.
What made you think Einstein was the African-American astrophysicist?
I knew I would find my own way. So I didn't want to put, she certainly inspired how I host the show, but I'd be foolish to try to imitate her. So I kept that at bay, all those thoughts at bay. I would dismiss them immediately, and I think I ended up doing just fine.
How do you dismiss that? I'm in a lot of therapy, and I've spent a lot of money trying to figure that out. How do you dismiss the anxious thoughts so easily? Or is it a lot of practice?
I don't know that well, I guess it's a lot of practice in the beginning, because you have to break an old habit. I'm getting really deep with you right now.
Yeah, I know.
Because our self-doubt and and all those sabotaging thoughts are in there. Ooh, look what I just did with my hair. Are in there really deeply, and they're almost like on a record player. They're like deep grooves, and you have to figure a way how to get the needle out of there. And sometimes that just takes a lot of conscious work. But once you do it, it really is clear sailing.
Yeah, you look free. You look free. You're what I want to look like on my after picture. It's very, very happy. Yeah.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So you've kind of become my therapist. I really appreciate taking the time. I will pay you $150 after.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Totally appreciative. Thank you, Jane Lynch, for being my Shiro, for joining us again on Daily Blast Live. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Seriously. The Weakest Link premieres on NBC tonight, people. Get there. Appointment TV. We'll be right back. Thanks, Jane.
Welcome back to DBL. The average American household spends $550 a month on groceries. So what's the best way to cut back? We're chatting about it on today's Bang for Your Buck, presented by The Hartford. The Buck's got your back. First, build a better grocery list. Organize your items in the same order you'd shop for them in the store. Pretty good one. Next, if it's on sale, stock up. This one's for me. Buy a week's worth of chicken, if you're having dinner. If there's a sale, if there's juice, buy one, get one free. Take advantage. Free stuff's the best. Lastly, keep a coupon file. Every week, go online or check your Sunday ads to see what's on sale. Do people still cut out coupons?
They do.
I love it. When it comes to your money, the Hartford Financial is here to help, whether it's home, life, or business insurance. The Bucks got your back. Call 1-800-684-6085 or visit thehartford.com to learn more. Brandon, you still there? Oh, there you are.
Oh, he's there.
Brandon, what happened earlier? How come we lost you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, what happened, Brandon?
Hey, so what happened? Okay, so I'm doing DBL. My nephew here is doing virtual learning because my mom comes downstairs, flips the light switch down off that has the internet. Both of our screens went dark. That's what happened.
Oh my God, what's your nephew's name?
Cordell.
Hi, Cordell.
Cordell, look at that. Look at those two smiles right there.
Charming
All right,
as
guys.
heck.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.